Hey everybody, this is Geo Joe here today with a demo tutorial video on the VMS V20 software. And for today's video, I would like to show a new feature that is called AI Query within the VMS V20 software. This is a feature that makes it very convenient when a user is trying to locate footage and they want to do searches based on analytics. Now, I want to be clear that this feature is related to the analytics that your camera, your GeoVision camera, has built in. So, for example, there are analytics such as line crossing, loitering, entering and leaving area, and then a newer analytic in GeoVision's G series cameras, which is called video metadata. And that gives you the ability to archive clothing color, age, and gender, as well as vehicle attributes such as vehicle brand, vehicle color, and some generic classifications of vehicles like a SUV or a sedan. So again, this is a feature that is very convenient for quickly locating footage when you have a little bit of information to go off of, and it helps you to find that video in a much more efficient manner. Now, this also does require that you have purchased the VMS V20 Advanced license. It is a one-time purchase and it unlocks that feature. So I would like to just go in and do a quick demonstration of how you can utilize this feature. So what you would do first would be to go into the view log icon in the top right-hand corner. And this will bring you into the playback window where you will have a 24-hour timeline at the bottom and your cameras, which should be populated on the screen. If they are not, over here on the left side of the screen, you can just simply drag and drop your cameras into whatever window you want them to display in. And from there, you're going to go up to Toolbar, Tools, and then you're going to click AI Query. Once you do this, you get a window that comes up here, and this is where you'll be able to search by 4 different categories. Now, by default, at first, it selects all cameras on your system. So any cameras that you have enabled an analytic on and have analytics built into the camera, you'd be able to search across all of those cameras. Otherwise, you can click the little pencil icon, and then you can individually check just select cameras that you're interested in searching by. So you do have the ability to really narrow it down if you want. Once you do that, you can expand the time filter option right here. This allows you to narrow down the time and day that you're looking for an event on. So you just simply click on the date that you want, and you can do a range search. Let's say that I want to search 8/19/2025 to 8/22/2025. I can do that. And then you can also search time frame right here just by simply clicking and editing those numbers. I'll leave it by default for our search today. Now, the next thing that you'll want to look at is what categories that you want to search. So you have face, event, people, and vehicle, and I will go through each of these. So with face, this is an analytic that allows you to do searching in a couple different methods. So I also want to be clear with this that face and some of these other categories, they cannot be used in conjunction on the same camera. For example, the facial recognition analytic can only be used for a camera. And if you are using that analytic, you cannot enable the video metadata and do like people's clothing color as well as vehicle data searching. Okay, so it's basically if you choose face, that's the dedicated analytic that you get for that camera. Just as a little side note, as long as your camera has the face detection analytic built into it and you pair it with the VMS V20 Advanced software, it turns it into a facial recognition camera. So when we expand the face category here, we have a few different ways that we can search. If you have already enrolled someone into the database, you can click right here in the name field, and you have the ability to type in the name of that person of interest. And then down towards the bottom, you can hit query, and it'll give you a list of results of all the times where that person was seen. From there, if you see one of the events that you want to take a look at, you can just simply double click on it, and it will sync you up to that moment in time, and then you can click and play back the footage associated with that event. So again, this is if you have tagged a person of interest into the database and you want to search based on the name that you added to their profile. Another option here is what's called face matching. This is very convenient if someone is not enrolled in your database and maybe police have given you a headshot of that person, a photo, and you want to do a cross search against your facial recognition cameras. You do have the ability to click here And you can navigate within Windows to find that headshot, and then you can do a cross search. So again, I'm going to click the same subject there, hit open, and then I'll hit search. And again, we get our results over here on the right. Now, one thing you'll notice when you do this is it gives you in red what we call a confidence score. So this is saying that the software is 99% sure that the headshot that you uploaded is associated with this surveillance image of that person. And as you scroll down and you look through the events, you'll see different confidence scores. So it might also pull other users that look similar to that person. And the software is going to tell you, hey, it's a little bit less confident that that is actually that person. And then, of course, as always, you can just double click and it syncs you up to that moment in time. And there is our subject walking by the camera. So that is a couple ways that you can do facial recognition searching. I'm going to disable that analytic, and now we'll go on to the next category, which is event. So if we click the drop down here, you have a list of some generic event types or analytic types. So again, this is going to depend on which camera you are using. Some GeoVision cameras have, say, for example, the loitering analytic, while some GeoVision AI cameras do not have that analytic. And these would have to be enabled and running when you first install the system and when you first install the cameras for you to be able to search and get results in here. So I'm going to select a couple of these analytics. We'll do like cross-line, intrusion, and maybe we'll do loitering as well. And then once we hit query, it will pull any results. And as you can see, we have the results in here. And as you can see right here, I click on this intrusion event and it syncs up, and there's the vehicle that's boxed out here in this intrusion event. And I can play back and watch that footage. Now, if I want, I can also click this icon right here. It looks like a film strip. It says view by view log. And once you do that, it puts you in a full screen view. So you can get a clearer view of this event. And then, of course, you can hit play on the timeline and you can watch it back as normal. Once you're finished with that, your AI query window has gone down here to the bottom left-hand corner. And you can click the restore button. And that allows you to bring that back for a larger view, and you can do additional searching. So I will now disable those and we'll collapse this. And then down below, one thing I do want to note with the people and vehicle categories is these analytics are only available for GeoVision G series cameras that have the video metadata analytic listed on their data sheet. So you do want to make sure that you have that analytic in your camera and you have enabled it when you're first setting up the system. And this gives those cameras the ability to archive people and vehicle attributes. So if you don't have someone's face enrolled in the database, but maybe you know that that person came into your facility and committed a crime and they were wearing a black shirt, for example. Maybe we're looking for an adult male with a black short sleeve shirt. We can go ahead and select all those criteria, hit query, and now we see our results there. And again, as we double click, it's going to sync up to that moment in time and allows us to play back the footage associated with the event. So as you see here, you can do a combination search. Even down below, you can choose to search if the person is carrying a bag or not, or wearing a hat or not. So you have a couple different options there on the people category. And then within the vehicle drop-down list, you at the top here have some generic types of vehicles you can search by. Like sedan or SUV or pickup truck, for example. But if you scroll down further, you have some drop-down menus here for brands of vehicles. So let's say we know a particular brand that we're looking for and we want to find all those vehicles. I'll choose Tesla for an example. You can see all the Tesla vehicles right here. And let's say we want to even narrow it down further and search for just white Teslas. We can do a combination search. It shows our results there. And again, we double click and there's our footage. Now, one last thing that is useful with the AI query window is the ability to export these results. So let's say that you want to create a report of all these incidents. Right here, you can click this icon and it allows you to export as a CSV or a PDF file. One thing that's convenient on this is if you choose PDF, it'll actually save it with snapshot images on that PDF. And so now I have actually pulled up the PDF report that it has generated. I saved this directly onto the desktop of the machine. And I can scroll through and I can look at this report. It shows me the images over on the right. It also shows me which camera the event was identified on, the date, the timestamp, and then some more information about the vehicle. This has been a video tutorial on the AI query function within the VMS V20 advanced software. For further information on the GeoVision product line, please check us out at www.geovision.com.tw/US. Thanks a lot for watching.